In the quiet glow of the executive floor after hours, when the city outside hummed like a living circuit and the company's future hung by a thread, no one noticed the maid except the men who owned everything, until it was almost too late. The boardroom crisis had started 3 floors below, a $200 million system failure spiraling through the company's core platform, bleeding clients, freezing transactions, and turning years of reputation into minutes of panic. And while the senior engineers argued, consultants stalled, and executives whispered about damage control, Elena wiped fingerprints from glass doors and polished desks with the rhythm of someone who listened more than she spoke, until she paused at the CEO's private office where a massive screen still glowed with cascading lines of code, red alerts flashing like sirens. She wasn't supposed to touch anything, but her eyes traced the logic instinctively, patterns clicking into place the way constellations do for those who know the sky, and in seconds, she saw it, a recursive bottleneck buried under a legacy patch, a simple but lethal loop no one expected because everyone assumed it was too basic to fail, and without drama, without thinking of titles or consequences, she slipped into the chair, typed with calm precision, refactored 3 lines, rerouted a dependency, and hit deploy just as the CEO, Marcus Hale, stepped in behind her. Drawn by instinct or fate, he froze, expecting theft or sabotage, but instead watched the error logs flatten to green, the alerts vanish, the system breathe again, and his phone buzzed with a flood of messages, transactions restored, clients stabilized, losses halted, $200 million saved by a woman in yellow gloves who didn't even look back. The silence stretched until Elena finally turned, ready to apologize, ready to be fired, but Marcus didn't shout. He asked one question: "How did you know?" And the answer unraveled a life no resume had captured, a prodigy coder who left a war-torn country, credentials lost to bureaucracy, degrees ignored by systems that filtered talent by pedigree, surviving by cleaning offices where brilliance was locked behind doors and job titles, learning companies by watching screens others forgot to turn off. Marcus listened, really listened, then did something no one expected. He called an emergency all-hands meeting at midnight, engineers, managers, directors pouring in with coffee and confusion, and without ceremony he pointed to Elena and said, "This is the person who just saved this company." Gasps rippled, egos cracked, disbelief curdled into awe as he replayed the fix line by line, explaining what no one else had seen, and then, shock layered upon shock, he handed her the lead on the recovery task force, bypassing hierarchy, silencing protests with results, because systems don't care who you are, only what works. By morning the story had spread beyond the building, a maid turned savior, a CEO who chose truth over pride, a company forced to confront how often it overlooks genius hiding in plain sight. And before the sun rose, Marcus announced a new policy: blind hiring for critical roles, open access learning, internal audits to find hidden talent, changes that rattled the industry. Elena didn't ask for fame, only a chance, and she took it with the same steady hands that fixed the code, leading teams twice her age, earning trust the hard way, line by line, decision by decision, until the company didn't just recover. It transformed. And if this story hit you, if it made you question assumptions, if it reminded you that brilliance doesn't always wear a badge or sit in the front row, then don't miss what comes next. Subscribe now for more true-to-life stories of unexpected heroes, shocking turns, and moments that prove the world still has surprises left for those who pay attention.